I would like to welcome everyone to our annual Central Office Veterans Day celebration and the program to recognize our veterans. Will the audience please rise for the national anthem, which will be performed by Urbana High School vocalist Marla Vardaros. Please remain standing through the Pledge of Allegiance.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets spread glare, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, and you may be seated. At this time, we'd like to take a moment to recognize our very special guests. We are excited to have with us a number of student performers, including Marla. Let's give her another round of applause. We also have a string quartet from Tuscarora High School. And our guests are Lena Quiros, Judah Hernandez, Huleg Batsorig, and Kaylee Key. And Linganore High School trumpeter, Zachary Hirsch. We also have with us our nominees for the Veteran and Education Service Award and their special guests. We have a number of community members participating in today's program, including Colonel John Furr, United States Air Force retired, Colonel Fred Schumacher, United States Army retired, representing the Frederick County Veterans Advisory Council. We welcome representatives from Woodsboro Bank, the sponsor of the Veteran and Education Service Award. Mr. Rich Owenmocht, President and Chief Executive Officer of Woodsboro Bank. Ms. Kim Arnold, Executive Vice President and Chief Credit Officer of Woodsboro Bank. Next, we have our school board members. Ms. Ray Gallagher, Board President. Mr. Dean Rose, Vice President. Jamie Brennan, Janie Monnier, and Mr. Alex Thomas. Last but not least, we have FCPS leaders, Chief Operating Officer Dr. Paul Lebo, and Dr. Cheryl Dyson, Superintendent. Thank you to our special guests for being with us today, and thank you for everyone who's attending today's program. Today, we come together as a community to honor those who have served our nation in the armed forces and those who continue to serve today. Veterans Day gives us a chance to pause, reflect, and show our gratitude for their dedication and sacrifices in protecting the freedoms that we enjoy every day. This is also a day of remembrance that isn't unique to the United States. Countries like Canada and Great Britain also take this time to honor the service and sacrifices of their military members. Though Veterans Day in the United States was originally commemorated as Armistice Day and intended to honor those who fought in World War I, at the urging of our veterans, Congress changed the name of the holiday in 1954 from Armistice Day to Veterans Day. Currently, the United States is home to approximately 18 million living veterans. Did you know that's less than 10% of our population? This is a reminder of how rare and remarkable their service is. Their courage, sacrifice, and continued contributions to our nation serve as a lasting testament to the values of dedication and service that Veterans Day seeks to honor. At this time, I'm pleased to introduce Ms. Ray Gallagher, President of the Frederick County Board of Education, who will provide comments on behalf of the board, and then Dr. Dyson will deliver her Veterans Day reflections.
Good morning. On behalf of the Board of Education, welcome to our annual Veterans Day celebration and recognition. I also just want to take a moment and recognize Ms. Karen Yoho, who's also a board member who was able to join us this morning. Many of our board members, actually 5 of the 7 of us, were at Oakdale High School this morning as well for their annual Veterans Day celebration and recognition. And so many of us got to hear directly from veterans in our community as they shared their stories and journeys through the military and then into their lives that they're leading now, which was a really excellent way for us to start our day, to hear directly from them in classrooms with students. So there were some good questions that came up and just some really valuable sharing. So I want to take a moment to share my deep gratitude with each of the veterans that are present with us here today. I know there are many of you, not only for your service to our country, but your service, your choice to continue serving within FCPS. Your service to our students, to our families, and truly our entire community as you are a part of FCPS each day. I'm sure that each of you has had a unique path in your military service and a unique path within FCPS, but you've chosen service twice to our country and to our students and entire community. So thank you for that. And thank you to all of our guests for being present with us this morning to celebrate and recognize you. I will turn it over to Dr. Dyson for her comments.
Thank you and good morning. I want to acknowledge our veterans in the audience. I'm married to a veteran. I have family who are veterans, and so you are special people, and thank you for being in Frederick County Public School, another act of great service. It is my sincere pleasure to be with you today, a day when we come together as a community, students, educators, families, and friends, to honor those who have served in the armed forces of the United States. Veterans Day is a time of gratitude and reflection, a day to recognize the courage and selflessness of those who have protected our nation and the ideals it represents. President Ronald Reagan once said, "We're blessed with the opportunity to stand for something, for liberty and freedom and fairness. And these things are worth fighting for, worth devoting our lives to, and we have good reason to be hopeful and optimistic." These words remind us that the service of our veterans is grounded in the defense of our country's values. Liberty, freedom, fairness are not abstract ideas. They are the foundation of our democracy and the moral compass that guides us as a nation. In our schools, we work to carry these same values forward. We strive to teach our students the importance of integrity, responsibility, and respect for others and themselves, qualities that our veterans exemplify through their service. In our classrooms, the next generation learns not only history, but also what it means to be an engaged citizen, to uphold democratic values, to act with integrity, and embrace the responsibilities that come with citizenship. Today, we also take special pride in recognizing those veterans who continue to serve right here in our school system as teachers, instructional assistants, bus drivers, custodians, administrators, and volunteers. Your commitment to our students is a continuation of service to our country. You model perseverance, discipline, and compassion, qualities that strengthen our schools and shape our young people into thoughtful, engaged citizens. Thank you. To all our veterans, whether you served decades ago or are currently wearing the uniform, we thank you. Thank you for the sacrifices you made, for the families who stood beside you, and for the example you set for all of us. On behalf of our FCPS community, please accept our deepest gratitude. We honor your service, we appreciate your sacrifice, and we are inspired by your enduring commitment to the values that unite us as Americans. And as President Reagan reminded us, we do have a good reason to be hopeful and optimistic, because when we look to our veterans and to the students learning from their example, we see the spirit of service, the spirit of courage, and the spirit of fairness that lives on. That is our hope in our future, and it is a hope well-founded. Thank you, and my best wishes for a fantastic Veterans Day.
Thank you, President Gallagher and Dr. Dyson. Frederick County Public Schools is dedicated to strengthening our community by providing a high-quality education for every student, every day. The most important part of this mission is the nurturing of relationships with families and the entire community, sharing responsibility for student success and demonstrating pride in all aspects of our school system. We have made it a priority to encourage and sustain collaborations across our community that support the success of our students. These collaborations have helped make this program possible. Today we have Colonel Fred Schumacher, U.S. Army retired and former chair of the Frederick County Veterans Advisory Council, also known as the VAC. The County Council created the VAC in 2018 to advise the County Executive on issues of importance to veterans and their families. The VAC also serves as a conduit for information and resources for this county's 17,000 veterans and their families who may need assistance furthering their education, finding employment, receiving counseling, or other services. At this time, I invite Colonel Schumacher to say a few words on behalf of the VAC and our community's veterans, after which we will enjoy a performance of America the Beautiful by our Tuscarora High School Quartet, and they are amazing.
Good morning. Dr. Dyson, Colonel Fair, members of the audience, it's truly an honor to stand before you today. On Monday, we will celebrate the 250th birthday of the Marine Corps. In October, we celebrated the 250th birthday of the Navy. In June, celebrated the 250th birthday of the United States Army. It's significant that those three service organizations were founded well before the Declaration of Independence that led to the United States being formed and having its freedom. Those individuals who served 250 years ago are very similar to the people we honor today. You volunteered. You were not drafted. You were not conscripted. You volunteered to serve the United States in your respective service. Also, because you're sitting here and nominated by individuals in your school that you worked, your service didn't end when you had that DD Form 214 in your hand. Your service continued. We thank you for that, because in your school system, when you mention the word veteran, you're the person that they will think of. You're the role model. You represent over 60 individuals in the Frederick Public School System who have served. I thank you for your military service, but also to the service to the school system and to the Frederick community. With 16,000 veterans in Frederick County, we strive to serve them, meet the needs as they are met. We thank the school system for honoring those individuals and providing this forum so that you can be recognized for the service that you now perform. Thank you.
They did not disappoint, okay? What a wonderful performance. Please give another thank you to our Tuscarora High School. Now I would like to invite to the podium Dr. Paul Lebo, Chief Operating Officer of FCPS and also a veteran of the United States Army. He will introduce our system salute to our veterans.
Good morning, and thank you again for being here. Veterans Day is a day of both reflection and gratitude. a day to honor those who have selflessly served our nation in times of peace and in times of conflict, and to acknowledge the ongoing dedication of those who continue to serve. Each veteran carries a unique story, a journey marked by courage, commitment, and sacrifice. Across generations, veterans have faced countless challenges, yet they have persevered. While the circumstances may change, it is their shared commitment to something greater than themselves, the service to our nation and the defense of our values, that unites their stories and inspires all of us. It is my sincere pleasure to be with you today as we come together to express our heartfelt gratitude for our nation's veterans with a special recognition of those who continue to serve within our FCPS community. Your dedication has not only shaped our nation, but it also enriches our schools and inspires our students every day. We will now begin the recognition portion of our program by honoring the veterans who are with us. First, I ask that all veterans in the audience please rise so we may acknowledge your service and sacrifice. Thank you. Please join me in honoring our system veterans highlighted in our annual Veterans Day video created by our public affairs team. In 2017, FCPS launched the Veteran in Education Service Award. The purpose of this annual system recognition is to honor an FCPS employee who served our nation in the armed forces and has continued their call for service through their work in Frederick County Public Schools. Each fall, nominations for the award are accepted from staff, students, parents, and other community members, and all nominees are honored as part of our annual FCPS Veterans Day program. As previously stated, FCPS is fortunate to have many community partners who support our system mission and goals. The Veteran and Education Service Award is made possible through the generosity of our award sponsor, Woodsboro Bank. Today we have with us Mr. Rich Owenmock, President and CEO of Woodsboro Bank, and Ms. Kim Arnold, Executive Vice President and Chief Credit Officer, who will help recognize these deserving nominees. At this time, I'd like to invite Mr. Owenmock and Ms. Arnold to say a few words on behalf of Woodsboro Bank.
Thank you so much. It's great to be with you here on this very special day. I wanted to start out by saying again, thank you to the veterans who are here with us. Congratulations on your awards. As some other speakers have said, it's really special because you decided to select service over self, not once, but twice. And I always have a special admiration for veterans, the sacrifices you've made, the honor and the bravery you've showed. So thank you for your service, and thank you for what you do with the school system as well. And certainly Woodsboro Bank, we're very honored and happy to be able to sponsor these events. I believe it's our 8th year we've done it. And it's great because it really ties in the values that you demonstrate in your service are the same values that we try to aspire to demonstrate every day in our own service where, as we say, community is our business. So there's a wonderful tie-in there. So thank you again. Congratulations, and I hope you all, as well as everybody else, has a wonderful Veterans Day next week. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Owenmock, and Woodsboro Bank for your continued support of our Veterans Day program. It is now my pleasure to recognize some outstanding FCPS employees, the nominees for our Veteran and Education Service Award. This year we had 6 very deserving nominees for the award. Today we honor each of you for your work in our school community. As part of our recognition this year, I'll provide a brief background of each nominee and share some remarks provided in their respective nomination packet. At the conclusion of the summary, I will invite the nominee to come forward and to be recognized. So first, from Butterfly Ridge Elementary School, a special education teacher, Tracy Brown, is a veteran of the United States Air Force. Ms. Brown's 20 years of military service instilled a strong sense of integrity and accountability. She demonstrates exceptional perseverance in a Title I school, providing both academic guidance and emotional support to students facing incredible challenges like homelessness. A letter of support notes that she is a lifeline for families and students and showed great leadership by stepping in to teach a pre-K classroom mid-year, going well beyond the requirements of her position. Ms. Brown, please come forward to be recognized. Ken Lewis is a web developer in our Department of Technology Infrastructure and served in the United States Navy. Mr. Lewis embodies the values of professionalism, dedication, and integrity. Colleagues described him as an indispensable team player and an exceptional problem solver who approaches every inquiry with patience, accuracy, and efficiency. He is a dependable resource across departments, providing crucial assistance with complex processes, including helping the public affairs team with their website offerings. He is not here, my apologies. So we will not recognize him in person, but we will make sure he gets his certificate. Next, Governor Thomas Johnson High School's multilingual learner teacher, Lisa Martell, served in the Army and later continued her service in the Army National Guard, achieving the rank of Master Sergeant. Ms. Martell's courage as a combat veteran in Operation Iraqi Freedom is a model for her students. Colleagues note that she inspires students to be risk takers, and there's an unwavering advocate for their needs. Her commitment to selflessness extends beyond the classroom as a volunteer coach for multiple sports and has been a foster parent for over 10 years, fostering more than 20 children. Ms. Martell, thank you, and please come forward to be recognized. Next, Kevin Orsini, a PE teacher at Centerville Elementary and Glade Elementary, is a veteran of the United States Army. Better known as Coach O, he is a dependable and reliable colleague who always holds students to the highest expectation. His perseverance shines through as he remains calm, flexible, and is solution-oriented when facing obstacles, modeling resilience for the entire class. His selflessness was demonstrated when he came to school early and took time to build relationships with a struggling student by letting him help set up the gym, building those crucial relationships that support student success. Congratulations, Mr. Orsini. Please step forward to be recognized. Derek Parrish is a safety systems technician for FCPS and is a veteran of the United States Air Force. Mr. Parrish's military background informs his disciplined, precise, and proactive approach to his work. His core duty is the safety of everyone at Frederick County Public Schools. He is a reliable technician of our crucial safety infrastructure. His letters of support recognized him as a selfless public servant who consistently places the needs of others ahead of his own, working proactively to maintain our security systems without delay. Mr. Parrish, congratulations. Please come forward. Tara Williams is a computer science teacher at Governor Thomas Johnson High School and is a veteran of the United States Armed Forces. Ms. Williams has built a classroom environment centered on equity, inclusion, and encouragement, empowering her students to build confidence and perseverance. As an advisor for the Hispanic Latino Heritage Society, she fosters student leadership and belonging. A former student praised her as a trustworthy mentor and a selfless person, noting that Ms. Williams even bought them an ad in the yearbook when their family did not. Ms. Williams, please come forward to be recognized. Please join me in one last recognition and to thank all of our nominees for their continued service to our community.
At the conclusion of our ceremony, we will take pictures of our nominees and their special guests. Yes, I said and the special guests. You're not getting out of that today. Our selection committee, will take pictures of the special guests in the studio. Our selection committee at this time is finalizing the arduous task of identifying this year's award recipient. We hope that everyone will join us at the November 19th Board of Education meeting when we will officially recognize this year's Veteran in Education Service Award recipient and recognize all of our system veterans for their service. At this time, I would like to invite Thurmont Middle School Principal Paul Furr to the podium to provide a very special introduction for our final speaker.
Good afternoon. Today I'm very honored to introduce Colonel Furr, United States Air Force retired, is my father. My father was born in San Pedro, California, to Italian and Croatian parents. He graduated from San Pedro High School after attending both Catholic and public schools. He spent 3 years at the University of Southern California before transferring to the United States Air Force Academy, from which he graduated in 1962 as a second lieutenant. Following his commissioning, my father trained as a pilot and flew B-47 jet bombers in the Strategic Air Command, where he stood nuclear alert for both the U.S. and abroad. As the Vietnam War escalated, he transitioned to the EB-66C and was deployed to Thailand for electronic surveillance missions over North Vietnam. On February 4th, 1967, during his 54th mission near Hanoi, his aircraft was shot down, leading to over 6 years as a prisoner of war. As a POW, my father shared experiences with many notable figures, including Senator John McCain and Medal of Honor recipients. He was part of the commander's clandestine communications team, risking torture to relay resistance orders to fellow POWs, and served as a chaplain conducting Sunday services. My father was released on March 4th, 1973, and returned home. After recuperating, he attended Command and Staff College and continued his career as a fighter pilot in the F-111. He held significant staff positions, including serving as the principal advisor to the Secretary of Defense for POW and MIA relations and affairs, and overseeing the implementation of the INF Treaty. After 28 years of military service, my father chose to continue serving his country by teaching history and government, later becoming Catholic elementary school principal for 14 years in California. He holds 2 master's degrees, one in political science and the other in educational administration. My father and my mother, Nancy, have 3 grown children. My brother John, a foreign service officer, myself, a middle school principal, and my sister Teresa, an early childhood teacher. They now reside in Frederick, Maryland. And it's my honor to introduce Colonel John Furr, United States Air Force.
Thank you, Paul, and Dr. Dyson, and for hosting this annual gathering of, I like to say gathering of eagles, but it's a gathering of heroes. And I want to acknowledge the string quartet. When it was discussed early on in the remarks about our history, 250 years of the Army, 250 years of the Marine Corps, and all of the other things that have come together making America a great republic. I was brought back to the early founding years by the string quartet, because that's the music, not rock music, but that's the music early Americans had. The string quartet, the chamber music, all of those things that went into our early history. We are an amalgamation of great talents and great people. And that's what will persevere, and that's why we will, as one of the philosophers once said, we will not only endure, we will prevail, okay, through all of the contributions that our educators make, our teachers make, and our military members make. And I'm reminded again, too, of Edward Olsemer's essay years and years ago that I read, in which he admonished us to take the long view. And as an example, he told the anecdotal story of a gardener who maintained the landscape of a great manor house. He was approached one day as he was tending a century plant. And one of the visitors asked him, "Why are you so meticulously taking care of this century plant? You know, it only blooms 10 to 20 years after it's planted. It doesn't have a long lifespan." But he said, I may never see it bloom, but my son and my daughter will see it bloom. And that's what we need to do, is take the long view, and we will prevail. And the military education amalgamation, the gathering together, are two examples of how we're going to go about that. And my hat goes off to you today, both as fellow members in the military, but as educators as well. Some of my finest days were spent in the classroom and behind the desk talking to parents who wanted to know why. And Dr. Dyson knows it takes patience to explain why. Let me get on with the program here by saying that those who have served and those currently serving in the armed forces of the United States are ever mindful that the sweetness and enduring peace has always been tainted by the bitterness of personal sacrifice. We are compelled to never forget that while we enjoy our daily pleasures, there are others who have endured and may still be enduring the agonies of pain, deprivation, and internment. And let me parenthetically say here that there are still nearly 1,500 Americans unaccounted for in Southeast Asia. And I pray hard every day as a former director of the POW/MI Affairs Office in the Pentagon that our government stays and keeps the pressure on our former adversaries in that area of the world to cooperate with us and resolve the missing in action, the unaccountability of those that fought in that theater. We call your attention as we recognize our POWs and MIAs to the small table to my left. And it occupies the place of dignity and honor. It is set for one, symbolizing the fact that members of our armed forces are missing from our ranks. We call them POWs and MIAs, and we call them comrades. They are unable to be with their loved ones and families today, so we join together to pay a humble tribute to them and bear witness to their continued absence. This table, set for one, is small, symbolizing the frailty of one prisoner, alone against his or her oppressors. The tablecloth is white, symbolic of the purity of their intentions to respond to their country's call to arms. The single red rose in the vase signifies the blood they have shared to ensure the freedom of our beloved United States of America. The rose also reminds us of the family and friends who keep the faith while awaiting their return. The yellow ribbon on the vase represents those who demand a final accounting of our comrades who are not among us today. The slice of lemon on the plate reminds us of their bitter fate. The salt, when sprinkled onto the plate, reminds us of the countless fallen tears of families as they wait. The glass is inverted. They cannot toast us today. The chair is empty. They are not here. The candle is reminiscent of the light of hope which lives in our hearts to illuminate their way home, away from their captives, and into the open arms of a grateful nation. Let us remember them and never forget their sacrifices. May we ever be vigilant of their sacrifices and strive to bring them home.
Thank you all for joining us today. As we conclude our program, we are reminded of the hope and optimism that the service of our veterans inspires. Their dedication to liberty, freedom, and justice gives us a model for how to live our own lives with purpose and commitment to something that is much, much greater than ourselves. In the words of Representative Dan Lipinski, on the battlefield, the military pledges to leave no soldier behind. As a nation, let it be our pledge that when they return home, we leave no veteran behind. Let us carry that pledge forward to our schools and our community, valuing every veteran, supporting families, and preserving the democratic ideals for which they have served and sacrificed. This concludes our program. We thank you all for attending. We would also like to extend a big thank you to Lucas Hogan, music teacher for Linganore High, for supporting and encouraging our wonderful student musicians. At this time, I would like to invite our special guest to come forward for a group photo, which will be followed by individual photos of our nominees. We also invite everyone to participate in our Cards for Veterans activity located right back there. It's set up at the back of the room, and please, please, please avail yourselves to enjoy the provided refreshments. Thank you for being with us to honor the veterans and our community. Have a wonderful day.